Well, unveiling long-awaited new details around its large language model, Gemini, this morning.
Sundar Pichai said that the company is launching AI overviews in search across the U.S.
The update comes as tech giant Google announced similar improvements to its own AI chatbot, Gemini.
Google has already had an exciting year, rebranding its AI chatbot from Bard to Gemini and introducing numerous new AI models. At this year's Google I/O Developer Conference, the firm made numerous additional announcements about AI and how it will be integrated into its various apps and services. As expected, AI took center stage at the event, with the technology being integrated into practically all of Google's products, from search, which has stayed largely unchanged for decades, to Android 15 and, of course, Gemini. Here are 5 of the essential updates made to Gemini and how it is influencing other Google products. 1. Gemini 1.5 Flash and Gemini 1.5 Pro. It wouldn't be a Google developer event unless the firm introduced at least one new large language model, LLM, and this year's model is Gemini 1.5 Flash. This model is appealing since it is the fastest Gemini model provided by the API and a more cost-effective option than Gemini 1.5 Pro while being highly capable. But we will get into that later on. Let's first dive into Gemini 1.5 Pro major updates. One of the most significant changes to the Gemini 1.5 Pro model is its enhanced capacity to process a large amount of text simultaneously. This is known as a context window, and it can now handle up to 1 million tokens. This means the Gemini 1.5 Pro can now read, comprehend, and work with vast amounts of material at the same time. This is particularly handy for activities that require lengthy documents, complex email threads, or large amounts of data. For example, if you have a lengthy report or a complex email conversation, the chatbot can handle it all and provide relevant and correct responses. It can process an hour-long video or a 500-page PDF. Not only can it handle these big files, but it can also answer a variety of complicated queries regarding the data contained within them. With this upgrade, users should anticipate the chatbot to function better when dealing with large amounts of information. Even if the content is lengthy, it can inspire comments that make sense and remain relevant to the overall context of the discussion. This makes the chatbot more useful for a variety of professional and personal tasks, enhancing its overall functionality and usability. The introduction of the Gemini 1.5 Flash mode. Gemini 1.5 Flash is the most recent version in the Gemini series. This lightweight AI model is intended to be quick and efficient. It can manage a vast context window of 1 million tokens, allowing it to simultaneously process and understand large volumes of data. This makes it ideal for tasks that require quick replies. One of this AI model's distinguishing traits is its capacity to perform multimodal thinking. This implies it can process and understand multiple sorts of data at the same time, including text, photos, audio, and video. For example, it can read a text description while also analyzing an image, listening to an audio clip, and watching a video. Gemini 1.5 Flash is an excellent tool for circumstances where time and efficiency are critical. It can be utilized in a variety of applications, including customer service chatbots, producing captions or images for social media posts, scientific research, and business analytics. This tool excels in summarizing long paragraphs, working in chat apps, captioning images and videos, and extracting data from large papers and tables. It can accomplish a variety of jobs fast and efficiently. It not only works swiftly, but also costs less to use. This makes it an excellent choice for developers looking to create their own AI products and services without spending a lot of money. 2. Gemini Live. In February, Google introduced a premium membership tier for its chatbot, Gemini Advanced, that provided customers with additional benefits, like as access to Google's latest AI models and longer discussions. Google is now improving its subscribers' offers even more with unique experiences. As previously stated, the first is access to Gemini 1.5 Pro, which gives customers a significantly bigger context window of 1 million tokens, which Google claims is the greatest of any publicly available consumer chatbot on the market. The wider window can be used to upload larger files, such as documents with up to 1,500 pages or 100 emails. It will soon be able to handle an hour of video and code bases containing up to 30,000 lines. Next, one of the most amazing parts of the entire launch is Google's Gemini Live. a new mobile experience that allows users to hold full conversations with Gemini, selecting from a number of natural-sounding voices and interrupting them in the middle. Later this year, users will be able to use their camera with Live, which will provide Gemini with context for chats. Gemini employs video understanding skills from Effort Astra, a Google DeepMind effort designed to influence the future of AI assistants. For example, in the Astra demo, a user pointed out the window and asked Gemini which neighborhood they were likely in based on what they saw. Gemini Live is essentially Google's take on OpenAI's new voice mode in ChatGPT, which the company announced at its Spring Updates event. Also, Google is taking a page from OpenAI's book by introducing Gems for Gemini, which achieves the same aim as ChatGPT's GPTs. Gems allow users to develop bespoke versions of Gemini for various uses. A user must submit the instructions for the task they want the chatbot to complete, and Gemini will construct a gem to suit that purpose. 3. Gemini for Google Workspace updates. With all of the Gemini updates, Google Workspace couldn't go without an AI upgrade of its own. For starters, the Gemini side panel for Gmail, Docs, Drive, Slides, and Sheets will be upgraded to version 1.5 Pro. This is crucial because, as previously noted, Gemini 1.5 Pro provides users with a longer context window and more advanced reasoning, which they can now access from the side panel of some of the most popular Google Workspace apps for further assistance. This experience is now available to Workspace Labs and Gemini Alpha users. Users of the Gemini for Workspace add-on and the Google One AI Premium plan may anticipate it to be available on desktop next month. Gmail for mobile will now have 3 new useful features: Summarize, Gmail Q&A, and Contextual Smart Reply. The Summarize feature does precisely what the name implies. It summarizes an email exchange using Gemini. This feature will be available to users starting this month. The Gmail Q&A feature allows users to communicate with Gemini about the context of their emails from within the Gmail mobile app. For example, in the demo, the user asked Gemini to compare roofer repair bids based on price and availability. Gemini then retrieved the information from many inboxes and displayed it to the user. Contextual Smart Reply is a smarter auto-reply function that generates a response based on the email thread and Gemini chat situations. Gmail Q&A and Contextual Smart Reply will become available to Labs users in July. Finally, the Help Me Write tool in Gmail and Docs will soon support Spanish and Portuguese on the desktop. 4. Gemini on Google Search. Suppose you have opted into the Search Generative Experience, SGE, through Search Labs. In that case, you are familiar with the Gemini Overview feature, which displays AI insights at the top of your search results to provide users with conversational, abridged answers to their search queries. Using that feature is no longer limited to Search Labs. It is now available to everyone in the United States. The feature is made feasible via a new Gemini model customized for Google Search. According to Google, since AI overviews were made available through Search Labs, the feature has been used billions of times, leading users to use search more frequently and be happier with their results. The implementation into Google Search is intended to give a positive user experience and will only appear when it can be added to search results. Another critical update coming to Search is an AI-organized results page that leverages AI to generate customized headlines according to the user's search demands. According to Google, AI-organized search will begin to roll out in the United States for English language searches connected to inspiration, starting with eating and recipes and progressing to movies, music, books, hotels, shopping, and more. Google is also bringing out new search features, which will first be available in Search Labs. According to Google, users will soon be able to customize their AI overview in Search Labs, such as breaking down the information further or simplifying the terminology. Users will also be able to search using video, which will elevate visual searches to new heights. This functionality will soon be accessible in English on Search Labs. Finally, Search can begin planning meals and excursions with you in Search Labs today, in English, and in the United States. 5. Gemini upgrades to Android. Several of the event's announcements were finally, and inevitably, carried over to Google's mobile platform, Android. To begin, Circle to Search, which allows users to conduct a Google search by circling images, videos, and text on their phone screen, can now help students with homework. That is, it will now lead you through equations and math problems as you circle them. Google claims that the functionality will operate with areas ranging from arithmetic to physics, and will eventually be able to comprehend complicated problems such as symbolic formulas, graphs, and more. Gemini can also replace Google Assistant, making it the default AI assistant on Android phones via opt-in and accessible with a long power button press. Gemini will eventually be integrated into various services and apps, offering as-needed multimodal support. Android's TalkBack function will also use Gemini Nano's multimodal capabilities to provide more descriptive responses to those with blindness or low eyesight. Finally, suppose you unintentionally answer a spam call. In that case, Gemini Nano, Google's model for cell phones, can listen in and detect strange speech patterns, prompting you to either dismiss and continue or end call. The feature will be available later this year as an opt-in. If you made it this far into the video, then consider liking, sharing, and subscribing. We really appreciate your support.